Where is CPG media going in the next 12 to 18 months? I had the privilege of hanging out with some CPG leaders, and we were talking about where all of this AI stuff is going to impact retail media teams within big CPGs. Now, if we look at the progression of how CPG media has evolved over the last few years, it's been quite drastic. I want to say in 2018, there was an inflection point where so many CPG companies were talking about how they were building the third leg of e-commerce. They were building this internal e-commerce team to tackle this new opportunity of digital commerce. So from moving from an agency-led model around 2018, very much into COVID, all the CPGs built these in-house capabilities of doing retail media inside of their organizations, shifting away from the pure agency model. Now, the reason why they did that was because they were seeing higher costs with doing all of this work with agencies, as well as a key factor of winning in digital commerce is doing it very fast. So there were agility gains to be made. But what I see now is that there are loads of new technologies coming to do media, to do retail media and brand media using humans and AI. So rather than just having pure in-house teams using a piece of software to buy your media, you can use very strong software that uses machine learning and AI and automates a ton of work for you. So right now, the really cool companies are using humans plus AI, whether that's using an agency to use that AI for them or using an in-house team to work with the AI teams to execute media right now. That's what's happening. Now, one of the risks of doing this is that this is very new stuff. This is building as you go, and there's a lot of hesitancy to let AI make decisions for you. But from my experience and from some of the pilots that I'm currently involved with, the results are quite promising. When you let the machines work 24/7, when you let the machines be focused on what the overall objective is rather than human judgment, you can actually get way more superior performance. And finally, right now, is over the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to start to see some software being released that is fully agentic AI managing retail media as well as brand media campaigns through conversational agents. So what does that even look like? My view on that is a brand marketer or a performance marketer is going to be briefing an agent, an agentic AI media executioner, to brief them on all of the key things that they want to do. And that AI will go into each one of those retail media platforms and brand media platforms, create those campaigns for them, execute those campaigns for them, and monitor them on an ongoing basis in real time. So that technology is coming. So that begs the question, how do I set myself up for success? If I'm a big CPG company that has already in-housed or in the process of in-housing my media teams, how do I set myself up for success when all of this agentic technology comes? My feedback and my advice to all of these companies is you really need to think about where all of your data is sitting. You need to think about where those ad accounts are sitting. Do you have ownership and control over your media accounts when you're executing against all of this stuff? There have been so many instances where brands don't actually own their ad accounts, which means that the agencies own these media accounts, meaning that you don't have ownership over your own media executional data. So that would be a very clear step one. Step two is, how do I centralize and house all of my media data, my performance data, my sales data inside of a data lake or some form of database so that I can mine it myself rather than have to rely on multiple partners to do that for me? And thirdly, I would be focusing on talent. How do you get the best talent out there right now who can process and understand how these moving parts are moving so quickly and enable you to make sense of it all? And finally, I've put together a CPG AI Navigator newsletter that I'm going to be shipping out every couple of weeks. If you'd like to join that, please see the link below. Thank you.